types of platforms are Windows-based and Linux-based. In the first lecture last time, we looked at versions of Linux operating systems. So that we have Unix, Solaris, and so many others. And a lot of dialects and different versions modules have been developed and sometimes supported. But right now, so far, as far as we know about Linux operating systems, you are made of strict operating systems. Windows is a little tricky and it's not really following the basic principles of operating systems. For every time the Linux operating systems with a lot of problems and security issues and mismanagement issues. So this class you deal with Linux operating systems and therefore eventually you know how to manipulate, control, manage not only one single Linux operating system, but as I said, almost all Fortune 500 companies have about 10,000 Linux boxes. Each of them costs run Linux operating system. When operating computers, they cannot, all those tens of Linux boxes are not stacked, not available in one space, not available on one disk, not available at one single functions. But it is okay that they are connected, right? So for example, if you want to migrate your operating systems, if you want to install some application software on a particular Linux box, first you need to travel to that place and install it and provide how you're going to do that, right? Everything should be done by software, script. In our particular case, Linux shell script. So another goal of this class is that I want you to have capable of scripting Linux shells so that as far as you run Linux script, shell script, the shell script can jump one Linux box to another Linux box. If there is anything that you want to capture that information and send that to you, and still you jump one Linux box to another. So if you start running it, it travels all these 10,000 Linux boxes. Especially if you want to do backup of your Linux box systems, not only operating systems, but not only software packages, but there are a lot of data generated from the software, or data that you want to apply to the software development. So periodically, a system administrator needs to make a backup. Periodically. Backup should be done automatically, right? you do backup, then it affects your service. So usually backup is composed overnight. Let's say overnight. You have 10,000 megabytes. Actual block you want to backup. According to it buttons 10,000 times. It's not possible, right? So all such things. So usually what they do is they program set the time automatically at the clock, right? Backup can be done automatically. However, some clients want some human ask some data not currently available on your um, storage, but archive somewhere. Let me just these days there are a lot of robots, automated robots, pull up like this and play and run it so that it can be mounted to any spots and do some service. Okay? Should be done by software. We cannot do that manually. Programming many Linux classes available. All should be controlled manually by using one instrument. So that's what we are going to do. But for today, we have two Mac users. So we have multiple terminals. So we really need to open up many terminals. So one terminal, maybe load in many files. And one terminal currently to your Linux files. So you might have multiple terminals open. The rest of our tools Windows users. Normal Windows users. There are some of you as dual systems. And you can know who has dual systems so that you can put many systems together and you have that also. Where is that? Do you have an answer? Kelly? Yeah, there is a Linux. We explained that last week, last class, right? But I will do this one. That is also based on ADM. And also is based on ADM. So, Kelly and Alonso are from the same platform, same version of Linux operating system, which is called Windows. So, so back to your question to you, how do you put up your Kelly system? Directly from your operating system, or things going on in your virtual machine? Well, directly from your computer, then you have Linux operating system, right? You will be all set. You have also Windows. And this is actually then yours is dual operating system. So that is also okay. So we have two systems for dual operating system. And the rest, we want to Oh, flash drive. Flash drive. It's not stable, right? Flash drive. Once it is off, then everything is on. So it's not. It's a flash drive. You have bootable flash drive. It's not good because we need to uh, make the progress. So some of the work, some of the configuration done last week. So this week we will continue to add more capabilities in configuration. Yeah. So I wanted to, yeah, right now. Yeah, that is one thing right. That's okay, but it's not much. So I wanted to join us to set up awesome. Alright. I wanted to download a wish you already had what's called or VMware VM VirtualBox. Anybody has Oracle Virtual Oracle VM VirtualBox available on your storage so that ready to install? Raise your hand. You can put this also. Let me ask you. Raise your hand if you do not have virtual, you do not have please start with this one. As quick as you can. What about you have Oracle VM VirtualBox? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody purchased the VMware workstation? Anybody purchased the VMware workstation? Then we cannot. Well, you have a VMware workstation, but if nobody has that, which one? That's why you want. So let me give you a lecture, something that I prepared. Okay. So the requirements for the platform that we want for this class is actually Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu is the operating systems which may be able to run on the VMware. VMware is a virtual box, virtual machine, or Ubuntu may run on Oracle VirtualBox. This is okay, right? The bottom here, the virtual machine layer, is not really required. As far as you have this layer, Ubuntu, then you will be okay, right? You'll be all set to go. This is optional. If you do not have a bootable Ubuntu, then it may be available over the VirtualBox. That's what I ask you to do. So there may be more than 3 cases. Well, 2 cases here, right? Ubuntu that we want to have is GNU Linux or Ubuntu. I strongly recommend you to have Ubuntu, which is easy, right? GNU Linux, this is similar to Ubuntu.
but this is a more generic version. GNU stands for GNU is not Unix. Very funny, right? GNU is acronym. G for GNU, N for not, U for Unix. So GNU is not Unix, but it is some consortium. Uh, they make so many good, powerful, open source available for us to use. So we are going to use, if you do not have Ubuntu, I want you to download also Ubuntu. Now, I wish you have Ubuntu ready on your computer. Raise your hand if you do not have Ubuntu, recent version of Ubuntu. Then, oh, that's okay. I'm for Mac users, fine. Kali, fine. This is very similar to Ubuntu, so you do not have any problem. Hi. The, the lower tier of this architecture, you might have VMware. Well, actually, this is the word, right? VMware workstation. Or Oracle VM VirtualBox. This is from Oracle. So while I'm giving you a lecture, if you do not have, for example, Ubuntu or one of these, please download them and get them ready so that we will install it sooner. Okay? So for Windows users, you need to have a virtualization. So two types of virtualization available. One free virtualization is possible if you download Oracle VM VirtualBox. The real name is VM VirtualBox, not VMBox. So VM, Oracle VM VirtualBox. Or VMware Workstation. So Oracle is the name of a company, so is VMware. For Mac users, there is a built-in Linux Mac OS available. Mac OS is Linux kernel version already there, so you do not have any problem. But if you want, you can also virtualize it so that you can download for Mac versions to the similar way that we could do. Or some other students might have dual booting systems. One of the booting systems should be a Linux. Okay. Okay. First thing that we need to do is Oracle VM VirtualBox. So you can download the VirtualBox. The current version may be 5 point some. Oracle releases the new versions so often, so you can get the recent version, and we will try to install it. And also Linux, I want you to download Ubuntu. The recent version may be 14 some. Okay, so download it. I know some of our students already have Kali Linux. The current version may be 2.0, 2. Some. Yeah, that'll be okay. So once you have a VirtualBox from Oracle and one of these Linux, then we can build the Linux box as a guest OS, which means guest OS is possible running on the VirtualBox. So you need to first install VirtualBox, and from the VirtualBox you can create guest operating systems. As far as you have the image of Linux, so you need to download the image is nothing but zip files. Okay. Usually it is called the ISO in Linux operating systems. The extension is ISO. So image software something, right? This is a screen capture that I practiced when I prepared this slide. So when you download and unzip and install, then the location of VirtualBox is here, C drive, program files, and then there is an Oracle folder, subdirectory. Oracle is originally a database company, database products, one of the strongest and most reliable database manufactured, well, created by Oracle company. Oracle recently, not recently, still about 10 years ago, purchased a few other good products from the companies. One of those is Sun Microsystems. And then they also created a VirtualBox. And therefore, Sun Microsystems, one of the famous Sun Microsystems products is Solaris operating systems. Another one is Java, programming language. Some of you hate, some of you love. That is the language of the Sun Microsystems. Now it is owned by Oracle. Manual is also available. User's manual can be downloaded from the Oracle. So what you need to do is Oracle, as you install, you might have this pop-up windows. So simply click next button and along the way of installation, it may ask you, for example, create a shortcut of the desktop and create a shortcut in the quick launch bar and some of those. You can click or you can unclick as you want. And then next button. And then there is this warning messages comes at some point, which means up to that point you make the successful progress, right? So hit enter. And then some of the boxes you may see. There's another question. It's not really a question. When the installation is complete, then you might have this. Okay. So that probably you can start the Oracle VirtualBox. Then this is the first window, right? From the VirtualBox. What you need to do is there's a new button. New button means you want to create new guest operating systems. On the VirtualBox, you may have one or more guest operating systems. Of guest operating systems, there may be another Windows or another Ubuntu, multiple Ubuntu operating systems can run, possible, and you can do also Kali. You any operating systems can be up and installed here. All right. After that, uh, well, if you want to install Ubuntu as a guest operating system on your virtual box, then uh, there's another pop-up Windows it asks you to name the operating systems. So you can name it, but don't forget, you have to pick the type of that guest operating systems. If you pull down this, then there may be not only Linux, not only Unix, but Windows systems and some other operating systems possible to install as a guest operating systems on your VirtualBox. Version you can choose, right? Some of the hints here that I made, the memory size usually it recommends 2 gigabytes, but if your machine has short in memory size, you don't have to up to this 2 gig, right? But if you have 2 gig, then it runs well. If your PC has, for example, 1 gigabyte memory, then you might have uh, big problems if it is running slows. If not running slows, then a big problem. Big problem means a lot of swapping issues. Your systems cannot load all the necessary programs on memory, therefore might have some problems. But depending upon your type of your work. File system location, 8 gigabyte recommended. If you have a bootable USB flash drives, then it does not have file systems. Although it has file systems, but if there's no power, then all file systems will go away. So I want you to have a VirtualBox running on your main systems. File system, location of a file system is another big issue. So you need to make sure. This Ubuntu 15s is very similar to, it comes from the name of that operating systems. And then you need to link image, Linux image file location. You have to link before you click the button somewhere. Okay. And then network needs to be set. If your Ubuntu needs to talk to outside, then you can set one of them will be to bridge adapter, because Oracle VirtualBox allows 4 different types of network adapter. One of the adapter is bridge. Another type of adapter may be NAV, right? Network address, some map. So we'll see that as we practice. So this is 2 gigabytes of main memory, and then you can select a type of a hard disk, the first or second or third, it doesn't really matter much, and dynamic allocation, and hard storage size is 8 gigabyte by default. If you do not have that much storage space, then you may be able to lower. This storage space can hold the data that you create. With a lot of practice, for example, create files, then that file should be stored at some points that consume some spaces. There's a storage space. Once you do that, and sometimes you may need to setting. Setting is possible not only from the the creation phase, but you can reset at any time. So once you build guest operating systems, you can still change the settings. There are many categories of settings: general setting, system, display, storage, audio, network, for example. This is a very important network settings. Serial ports is also another good setting that you may frequently use. For example, you have VirtualBox running on your Windows systems. So you have some files in Windows systems. Another files in the Ubuntu, which is running on the VirtualBox. Then you have two different file systems, right? Original, any files, for example, Microsoft Word, that is on your host operating systems. Those who use Windows operating systems, Windows laptop, okay? Now, once you set up Ubuntu, you have another files created on Ubuntu. At some points, you may want to move files from Ubuntu to Windows systems or back and forth. To do that, you have to set this. To do that, yeah, some here, USB needs to be set, right? Some other interfaces. So we will take a look at that. You don't have to set them all from the beginning. We can change it, as I said. This is a general settings. So this is a snapshot folder, this is a real location of your file systems. File systems of one Linux box. You may have one or more Linux boxes as guest operating systems running on your VirtualBox. So Ubuntu 1, Ubuntu 2, Ubuntu 15, Ubuntu 20. Each Ubuntu Linux box has its own file systems. This is a file systems, the location of file systems. For another Linux box, you might have another ones. Storage here, you need to set the image, a Linux image, the storage of a Linux image. So when you download Ubuntu, you need to make sure that the location of that ISO image files of your Linux operating systems. Ubuntu, okay? So you download Ubuntu at some points. Usually you may have that on the download folder, okay? So you need to make sure there is ISO files. You have to link that ISO files by clicking this. See here, disk shape, some icon. If you click this, then it gives you the Windows Explorer. Okay, not the Internet Explorer, Windows Explorers. So that you can traverse and find, open up folders all the way up to the location where there is Ubuntu operating systems, ISO file available. So you click that, then it appears here. So the storage is okay. Storage is okay. Another thing that you need to set is the network settings. As I said, there are default 4 adapters available for you to set. Okay, so adapter 1, in this case, I want to have, for example, bridge adapter. Okay, click another tab. You can have another adapter and another adapter. Okay. However, if there is an error running on, what is the version of current Oracle VirtualBox? Current Oracle VirtualBox is the version 5.5.0. This is a current VirtualBox. But if you have an error, then I want you to lower the version. For example, 4.3 or whatever, right? But this can also serve the recent version of Ubuntu. That'll be fine. This is my test. This is my VirtualBox settings right now. So this is okay if you have that. And after that, you can start Ubuntu. Okay. But if you have a VMware workstation, which is a lot powerful, then you may also get it. Problem is that it is not free. Okay. So install VMware. I want you to do in this way: run as administrator. As an administrator, if you run as an administrator, you may get it done. Same thing for the virtual box, Oracle VirtualBox. I want you to run as an administrator. Will be much powerful. If you chose to set a VMware workstation, then and also if you want to install guest operating system, on the first Windows of workstation there is a plus sign rather than new. If you compare this window with the Oracle version, in Oracle, here there is a new button, right? This is a button. By clicking this new button, you can install new guest operating systems. That is Oracle version. But if you use a VM workstation version, then it's more clear. There's a plus button on this square. So if you click on this, then which means you can install new guest operating systems. It is very, very straightforward. You can go all the way. And finally, if you click, this is at this point, then this is similar to the Oracle machine. Okay. So I'm going to stop my lecture here, and then we'll do real practice. Any question before we get to real installation? Any question? Probably not. So we all got to start. Okay. As far as you have that, then we can. Let me discard this. Close this. I have. Where is my? I need to find out. my Oracle virtual box here. This is Oracle virtual box. To install that, yeah, in download, this is a virtual box from my Windows. If you can see it, this successfully done on the earlier version, 4.3, something like that. So current VirtualBox version is 5.0, right? This is the current version. Hopefully you have this. So what you need to do, we need to open up. I right click, then you might have seen here run as administrator. If you are not administrator user to your laptop right now, then I want you to choose this run as administrator. Okay. Because of one Windows systems like mine cannot hold two different versions of virtual uh, virtual machine. If I install it, then it'll override my earlier version that I successfully done. But as practice, I want to do this. So next time when I come, then at home, I need to, if this works successfully, that's good news to me. But if it is not, then I'll switch back to the earlier version. See here, uh, this is the first pop-up windows. It says, "Welcome to Oracle VM VirtualBox 5.0.4 Setup Wizard." Let me ask you, is this the recent version? I think I downloaded this about a year, I mean, about a week ago. Since then, if it is updated right now, what is the version of yours?
No, I'm still sure like my version of advanced and regular. I'm still 5.0.4, like
That is the same as mine.
yeah, but it was another version and it went over.
What about other students? Anybody has 5.0.5 or higher? Bishop, you download this one. So sounds like there's no other version than this right now. Right? Older version 5. Yeah. Anybody has higher than this version that you can see on screen? Nobody, right? So presumably this is the most recent version. Then click next button there. Everybody's following the way that I do? Or I'm the only one and you are watching my failure case? Because was not properly done, my system. This is a second window. After I click next, it says a custom setup and it shows the location of my virtual box. So I want you to keep in mind. It says C drive, program files, not program files 86x, x86. And Oracle, under Oracle, there is a virtual box. Okay. So I do not want to change, but keep as is and click next button. I do not unclick any, but still let it go. Next button. And then there is a warning sign, but it's not really error, right? It says installing the Oracle VM VirtualBox 5.0 3.0.4 networking feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. Proceed with the installation now. Why not? If not, then you don't get, right? Yes. And install. Oracle VirtualBox installation itself is very easy, very straightforward. Only the issue here is that the version that we set does not fully support guest operating systems. That may be the issue, but we'll see. So my installation is complete. And there is a one clickable box, which is clicked, start Oracle VM VirtualBox after installation. So when I click finish, then I will have a VirtualBox running, up and running. So I'll let it go and I will see. Okay. Uh, VirtualBox warning. One or more disk image files are not currently accessible. As a result, you will not be able to operate a virtual machine that use these files. Press check to open the virtual media manager window and see what should I do. I need to ignore, okay, to save time. Okay, this is my virtual box right now. All right. So next step is that if you have, I know you have Ubuntu Linux box. Therefore, we can install guest operating systems by clicking new button here. New button. I already had some, but they have some issue. So click new button. Another pop-up windows, so that I can say here Ubuntu. You name it. Ubuntu 15 and September 15 September, long name will be okay. And then type, there is a Linux, there are more than that. Microsoft Windows, Linux, Solaris, BSD, virtual software distributions. So virtual, no, not virtual, Berkeley, UC Berkeley version, and IBM has OS2, which is almost nobody use it. Mac OS X and others. So Linux fine. Version, 32-bit or 64 bits. When you download Ubuntu, the same version, right? If I remember, uh, 32 and 64 bits together. So one single version, single software, single media supports for both. So it doesn't really matter. So next, the memory size, as I said, will be okay if you have 2 meg or any 15 1.5 gig, fine. So as an example, let me reduce a little bit instead of 2 gig. So 1.5, fine. Next. And then create virtual hard disk now. That's fine too. I didn't choose. And virtual disk image or something else, but I'll let it go. Next. And dynamically allocated, fine with me. And then file location and file size. File location here is Ubuntu 15 September. If you want to see where that file system, where your file system is located, then you can see it here. Where is it? Your this Ubuntu 15 September is on the virtual VMS, which is I believe I think it is on the documents. The documents, then there is a virtual, it says a virtual box, right? So virtual, let me close this and do it again. Open it. Virtual box VMS, that is it, right? So documents, virtual box space VM, virtual, it's not here. Should be virtual machine, my virtual machine. We need to take a look. Let's see, virtual machine. This is not. Then my virtual machine. Share the virtual machine. Where is it? Close this. Yeah. We need to see it, the location. Okay, here's the location. Users JUN VirtualBox space VMs and then the name, right? So to get to that, this is the location. So we have no problem. That is it. Let me see. Yeah. So creates. So we'll see the location. If you open up your Windows Explorer, then in C drive, there's a users and my name, and then there is a virtual VMs, right? Virtual VMs. This is it. So double click. Then I have a virtual Ubuntu 15 September. So if I make double click, then I have some of the file systems already there, right? So that is it. So I have a virtual Ubuntu 15 September virtual, Linux guest operating systems. Next step is that we already did a new button and then setting button. So click setting. Then general, I think it is okay. Advanced folder, that is a VM and snapshot under the same directory of that. Description, encryption, nothing that we need to do. Systems, again, not much that we need to fix. Process, acceleration, display, storage. Okay, here, on this phase, we need to link the guest operating, Ubuntu ISO, Ubuntu images to the storage so that it can, this virtual box, go to the location and pick up the guest operating system's image and install, right? Currently, it is empty, so click on that empty and click on that disk so that we can choose. When I downloaded Ubuntu, I download it here on this folder. I have this is a 32-bit, this is 64 bits. So I can click Ubuntu 14.4.2 desktop AMD 64. So open that and audio network, not NAT, but we can do bridge adapter, that's fine too. There's some other things that you can choose if you have some other external Wi-Fi antenna, then you can choose it, right? If you want to strengthen the Wi-Fi antenna. And network 2, you can make more. Currently we have a bridge adapter. Then adapter 2, if you want to enable it, click enable and make another network. For example, anything, right? Host only, internal network, NAT, but I do not want to right now. And serial port, enable serial port, port 1 and port 2, USB also here, shared folder, and user interface. I don't do anything but click OK. Okay, so now it is a tricky part. When I do a start button, we'll see. Always, if you have some errors, an error occurs at the last phase, which is the start button. That is sad, right? We shouldn't tell also. Okay, click start. Failed to open a session for the virtual machine. So VirtualBox error. Some errors here, right? So I want to see yours. If you have that kind of errors, you can go back to the earlier version of the VirtualBox. This is not Ubuntu issue, but Oracle issue. So go back to the full version of the VirtualBox and try. Try the same thing. So it is not running. But I wish some of you would do successfully. Meanwhile, I'm going to stop this. Yeah, let me give you another uh, way that you could have for if you have a VMware workstation. This is a VMware workstation. Very easy. I mean, installation is very easy. Just double click and it can be installed. But uh, to set up uh, guest operating systems, you need to go back to home. There's a home directory. Home tab, and there's a plus sign. This is uh, the button that you can choose. So create that, and you don't have to do anything but the typical way. Um, and images, you can choose. As an example, I want to choose here Kali Linux 2.0 for 64-bit machine, right? Which is mine. So I want to create this, and then there is a Linux, Ubuntu 64, and I can say here I can do Kelly 15 September, and the location. You need to make sure that JUN documents, virtual machine. The folder named the virtual machine is for VMware workstation. Remember that the other one is a virtual space VMs. That is for Oracle VirtualBox. So next, I don't have to split but store as a single file. It doesn't really matter, but right now I will do that. And then finish. Okay, then I have here Kelly. And then after that, I can simply click on that run button, triangle, and OK button. And then live, I wanted to install I, and then hit enter. And Kelly is being installed. Where's my mouse? That's okay. So English and United States, American English, hit enter. I'm using, rather than mouse, I hit enter button. Let me see if it's done. Okay. Configuration network, host name Kelly, fine. Kelly 15S. And then I will do continue. By pressing tab button, then it goes to go back and then keep moving. So I want to make continue. Domain name, I would say com.com. You can choose. You can make something up and make sure that it often. I don't need to do that here, right? Domain name. And then root password. As a root, you can do and continue and re-enter. Eastern, hit enter. And then guide the entire disk. That's fine. Fine. All file in one partition. Fine. And finish the partition and back. Write change on the disk. No. Finish the partition to disk. If you continue, write on the change disk. Okay. Finish. Disk. Now it is being installed. All right. So it takes time. So I'm going to stop my recording.